welterweight division, and it's due to go 8. Ross Hale in the purple trunks, the black of Sheffield's Shaun Stokes. He's been stopped in 3 of his last 5 contests. Hale will certainly want to make that 4 out of 6. Though Hale is at the stage really where I would suggest it's not quite how good he looks in getting the job done, though he obviously will want that, but he just needs, I think, 2 or 3 wins under his belt at this stage, almost any wins.
Yes, he really needs just to recapture the confidence that he had, to start believing in himself a little more, and then his performances will get better, and I think that's very important at this stage.
It's 1 or 2 signs that Ross Hale, as we said, nervous going into the fight, is starting to relax. He's looking a little looser.
I think the awkward style of Stokes is making it a little difficult for Hale here, but he's just got to do as he did in the end of the second round. Start using a few more angles. Instead of stepping back, start stepping off to the side and just put Stokes on the wrong foot.
Fine left hand from Hale. His timing's better now. Talk at one time of Ross Hale fighting for the world title against Sami Fuentes. Never happened, and while he was waiting came that traumatic defeat in the first round by Scrap Iron Ryan. Funny the way things work out sometimes. Not funny to him though.
No, it appeared that he was maybe just waiting for a title for too long and just went off the boil at that stage. But it was very, very disappointing for him.
Though that defeat by Scrap Iron did really leave a lot of question marks in the air about him.
That was nice 2 punches there from Hale, just as Stokes came forward, just picked them up the middle. That's a little bit. Now he's starting to think. You can just sense he's starting to relax a little bit, and he's thinking of things in there now.
Good right hand, southpaw jab. Starting to find the range, better percentage of his punches now honing in on their target. This may be exactly what Ross Hale needs. A few confidence-building rounds. He's starting to drive these punches home with ominous regularity as far as Stokes is concerned.
This is much better now. Now he's starting to take up the pace. Nice shot going straight through the middle, and a good scoring round for Hale.
Moving on towards the scheduled halfway point of this one, although Hale will be looking to finish the job and make some impression. The fight he wants short term is Kevin Lushing for the British title. That's the one he's looking for, Ross Hale.
But before he gets a fight like that, I'm sure he needs confidence building. It'd certainly be a mistake to put him in at this stage unless he can rack up a few good wins.
Good shots again, particularly the uppercut to finish by Ross Hale. You can almost see the confidence beginning to flow back through the veins. It's getting pretty one-sided this now. Stokes having to take a lot, and there's not much coming back. Referee will be taking a close look. It's brave action that by Stokes. He found a couple of punches when the storm was at its height.
Yes, but this is starting to get good pressure now from Ross here. You see he wants to do the job. He wants to try and get this fight over with. And now he's starting to land more and more with good punches.
Ross Hale, the man they call Rooster in these parts. Stokes with not a lot to offer since those two left hooks in the opening couple of rounds.
No, he hasn't managed to get any clean punches on, and he's just lunging forward there, Cole, with a nice sharp counter from Hale with the right hand. And he's starting to retreat to the ropes, more and more space.
It would be a surprise now if Hale failed to stop Shaun Stokes. It's got almost to the stage where it's just Stokes' pride that's keeping him going.
It's really Hale's got to try and land with some clean, sharp punches now. He's got to try and find a little bit of room. He's allowing himself to get tangled a little bit. He's standing close on. This is better now from Hale.
Oh, he's looking really open. The referee really had an open invitation to step in there, and is he going to do that? It looked as if he was. There was some kind of warning for using the elbow instead for Ross Hale. I thought for a moment the referee was going to stop the fight. Might not have been a bad idea.
Well, it could have been a perfect time at that time. He was under a little bit of pressure, Stokes, and certainly at this point, you know, he's not winning anything.
Every time you start your car from cold, it takes a while for your engine to get full protection from its oil. Metal grinds against metal. The damage is permanent. Castrol GTX Magnatech works differently. Unique polarized molecules cling like a magnet, dramatically reducing engine wear. For protection from the moment you turn the key, ask your garage for Castrol GTX Magnatech.
Now what we have here now is a very, very one-sided contest that could easily have been stopped in that last round. Should it have been stopped, Glenn?
Well, I think the referee give him the benefit of the doubt, but I think it's very close with work like that the referee will be looking to step in, because Stokes isn't winning any of these rounds, and Hale's getting more and more confident. Here's the finish at the end where he's just putting the punches together towards the end of the round. It just looked at this point as if the referee might have jumped in. He dropped his hands and some good punches went in, but the referee gave him the benefit of the doubt and pulled Ross Hale up and gave him a little warning for use of the elbow.
I have to ask the question here. This is doing Shaun Stokes absolutely no good at all, and he appears to have no hope of winning the fight.
I agree with you totally, and that it looked to be a good point there where the referee could have come in. He's given the benefit of the doubt, but you wouldn't want to see him take too much more.
The referee here is Grant Wallace, incidentally. Here's the 5th round. And Hale looking to finish the argument. Glenn is giving everything to Ross Hale so far, as his scorecard indicates.
Yes, that's how I've got it. Every round, 40-38 so far to Ross Hale.
Shouldn't think there's a single person in the arena who would argue with that, probably not even Stokes himself. Hale was out of the ring, though, a long time after his setbacks, and took a job for a time with Bristol Water. He actually had retired from boxing for a time, but he was enticed back to the gym and was bitten by the bug again. And these are good punches again. Oh, he was horribly open, and again the referee does not step in. I think an awful lot of referees in this country would have stopped this fight by now.
Certainly in this sort of fight where he's way behind, he's not doing anything, and he's just on a hiding and nothing. You know, it almost looked like he needed a written invitation to stop the fight there. He was hurt by some good solid punches, and it would have been an ideal time to get in and call this one over. He's just taking more and more punishment.
Well, he's almost become a punch bag, and this is not good to watch now. He's cut, he's breathing heavily, he's puffed up around the face, he has nothing left to give. This referee has to stop this fight. This is becoming serious.
Well, you can see, you can give a referee the benefit of the doubt when a fight's competitive, but you know, this fight isn't even competitive, and Stokes is just taking punches.
Well, Stokes does find a few punches to the body as they work in close, but he has taken an awful lot, particularly in the last 2 or 3 rounds. And these are quite heavy shots too. Hale can hit. so many punches. The only danger for him is that he punches himself out.
And those punches were getting through up the middle. There were solid little punches between the guard, rocking the head back, hurtful punches. Certainly he's game, you know, Shaun Stokes, but you know, he's starting to get hit far too much.
The other question arises here, should the corner do the job if the referee won't and pull him out?
Well, I think the responsibility in the end goes back to the corner. You know, it's their boy. They've got the responsibility to look after him.
He's in a bad way, Shaun Stokes, as he goes back there. 8th and final round. They touch gloves. So far, Ross Hale, I'm pretty sure, has won every round here. And there was a time at around rounds 4 and 5 where it was an absolute mystery why the referee didn't stop the contest. Since then, Hale has rather run out of ideas and has struggled to impress.
Well, that tells the story. That's how I've got it, with Hale winning every single round, 70-66.5, so a total shutout. But I think the story is really whether Ross Hale should have had Shaun Stokes out of there long before.
But at least this win, as it surely will be, keeps Ross Hale moving in the right direction. He was hurt badly by the body shot there, Stokes. Winced, almost the kind of wince you remember from John H. Stracey against Carlos Palomino. That's an image that's indelibly on my mind.
But now it's getting untidy. Notice the Hale is the one that's holding in the recent clinches, and he was the one that hurt Stokes.
Yeah, what a brave man this Shaun Stokes is. As you've said, whatever they're paying him tonight, not enough.
No, he's earned his money. He's trying to battle on, but there's been very little come back from him. You know, apart from the first couple of rounds where he had a little bit of success.
Walked straight forward and bang onto a right hand there, Stokes. He's trying his best to still make a fight of it, and you have to take your hat off to him for that.
Because he's getting hurt. There was a good jab from Hale, and notice Stokes has fallen back against the rope with his hands down, and Hale just stands off and doesn't follow him in.
To be honest with you, though, it's been a pretty horrible spectacle, this, for the last 4 or 5 rounds. Because there are other pay nights out there for Shaun Stokes. He's just taking what's getting on for a sustained beating, isn't he, here? An unnecessary one, in my view, too.
Yes, for me, but I think, you know, since the mid-rounds, Hale hasn't picked the pressure up enough. There was a point where the referee could have stopped him, but over the last few rounds, Hale hasn't picked the pressure up enough, you know, to get Stokes out of there, to give the referee an excuse to pull him out.
Last few seconds of the contest, and amazingly and bravely, Shaun Stokes here does look as if he will hear the final bell, which sounds there to put him out of his misery. Ross Hale must have won every round and gets his hands lifted. That's another win for him. He would have wanted a stoppage win, I'm sure, there, and without labouring the point, the referee should have saved Shaun Stokes earlier on in the contest, and if he didn't do it, maybe the corner should have done.
Hale desperate for a win, and he gets one. Should it have been stopped much earlier, Nicky?
Well, nobody would have complained if it had been stopped after 4, but the referee was true correct at the end. I think a fighter's pride is at stake. He likes to go the distance, and did so, boxed very well. But he had been stopped in 3 of his last 5, so Ross Hale was maybe a little rusty.
What's he got left at this stage of his career, Robin?
I mean, it's tough to say. He's had a lot of hard fights, you know, where he's come back and, you know, at disappointments. You know, you've got to ask yourself the question, you know, but in another title fight against a tough opponent, will he have the answers? You know, feel sorry for him in a way, but have to see.
Can be a cruel game, can't it? Next up.